Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it. This is Samson Tone, Liberian Public Radio. It's Friday, so why not? But I want to bring your attention to a show that I'm going to be having tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I'm encouraging all of you, those of you that are listening to this video, to tune in tonight, because perhaps this might be some of the reason why we have all of the mess that is going on in our own country, because you have to listen to these things. The trouble we've been having in Liberia didn't start overnight. These are things that's been happening from time to time. There are those who came before us, past generation, failed to recognize these things, and will continue to repeat them, and because we ourselves have not yet able to recognize and see if these things can be rectified, so that this country, beautiful country of ours, can be built just by our hands as Liberian. It doesn't matter who you are at this point. Concord country, it doesn't even exist anymore. We're all one another. We're all one country, one people. But if we do not understand why these things are happening to us, we're most likely not going to be able to find solution. So I ask you tonight to join me.
Yet, how does one begin to help people who swim on their own flooded streets to voting booths to vote incompetent criminals back into office?
Yes, that is a big question we all have to answer. How do you help people who will go to the voting booth swimming in their own flooded streets just to vote people in offices who are incompetent? And those incompetent people that are being voted in offices will also appoint people who are also incompetent. So this is like a big deal. How do we help our brothers and sisters to make sure that their voting rights are utilized effectively? They have the voting cards. They must be told how important their voting cards are to all of us. And so I'm saying, those of us that have this platform, this is not time for hate. You don't come into this because you hate. You must do all you can to educate the voters themselves, how important their voting cards are. Because of their vote, our leaders will be able to do what is right for our people. Join me this evening as I try to explore this particular question and many more that will be coming. Join me this evening at 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific, where we will take on this question and be able to see how much we can go. With your help, we, the Liberian people, will be able to educate our brothers and sisters that have the right to vote whoever they want, but they must do so with responsibility. This is Samson told, Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much.
C'est autissement, encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique a pas loupé yo. Quand il y a Sylvie, il a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique a pas loupé, t'as mon bien de moi avec moi nous deux. En somme bon moi bâti au moins néo. Mon temps dit t'as mon ça bat des frères moi dit quoi. Là loupé yo.
Doing anything, the people getting amended. And with me from 2005 to date, we're all doing anything. I've done something. Trust me. I'll be re-elected. You understand? So you don't need to fight. You don't need to destroy your country. You don't need to even condemn your country. You have to be inspired, peacefully, and then convince the people, persuade people. Politics is about persuasion. And it's about what you have done for your people. I have done so much that I don't need pay for. You know why I don't need pay for? Because Liberians love me and they promoted me when I was on a soccer page. You know what I'm saying? And they were proud to be Liberian when I was on the soccer page. And I've done my best for my country. I'm a former peace ambassador. It doesn't matter what people say. I'm on record.
Yao, abela lokeyo, bivito jogbai, bivito inaba, matisi mokeyo, manager Gigi, webpage jamais forcé ou, si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco, Noscan Yassin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniche les vieux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, and largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have road? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities on the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about putting road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going, and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
But we will prosecute and will confiscate assets that people steal and acquire by illicit means. I often say that in Liberia, when people get caught, they send their wife, they send their children, they send their relatives, whatever, to come and beg. I'm saying the Liberian people, don't come and beg. You know, don't come and tell me, oh, stand to help you get elected. He talked nice about you on the radio station. Now he's stealing, so forgive him. Stanley should have known when he was stealing that we're going to punish him. So there's going to be consequences. That's the first thing. Then we have to make sure we're paying people a living wage. So we did the arithmetic, we did the math in 2017 that when you look at policeman's salary or healthcare worker's salary or teacher's salary, by the middle of the month, the money finished. By the time they pay rent, they buy food, they pay the children tuition, and of course, they're not going to starve, right? So the policeman will pull you over, the teacher will accept bribe, they change grades.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIAN Public Radio. I hope that my mic is working tonight. First thing, we want to welcome Mike Down. Thank you very much, folks, all the way from Liberia, that is. Folks, good evening. Good evening. Safety, safety, safety first. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening, bringing us back here again. We want to thank you for your protection. We want to thank you for your mercy. Because of your mercy, we're here tonight. My Lord, only through you that everything is possible. As we sit here again tonight, my Lord, to try to make whatever it is that we're trying to talk about, we ask you to guide our thoughts, to guide our tongues. As we come out here to discuss whatever it is that we're going to be discussing, give us wisdom. My Lord, whatever comes out of our mouth about our brothers and sisters must be decent. And we ask you to continue to guide us. My Lord, we thank you for all that you have done and continue to do for us. Everything we do, we must put you first. And we will continue to put you first. And thank you. Lord Jesus, we ask you to bless the country of the Republic of Liberia. Bless the people of the Republic of Liberia. Bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. My Lord, election is coming. I put that in your hand as well. I'll continue to pray and ask you to guide all of us that this thing should be as peaceful as everything else. Lord Jesus, we ask you to bless the host country, to bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Of course, the host country, Lord, can also be Liberia. I was in Liberia recently. Folks, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And we say tonight's program is going to be interesting. And we're going to be inviting the panelists here very shortly, but I need to iron out a few things here. If you've been reading the caption here, it's all about ANC and Honorable Cummings tonight. So let's go ahead. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Please share this video if you have the opportunity. Please share it. And I also want to say thank to many of you that continue to tune into our show. Thank you very much, people who support LIBERIA Public Radio. Thank you very much. And if you know any other person who is not tuned into LIBERIA Public Radio, just share it with them. Hopefully, they will like our conversation and be able to join us as well. We want to thank you for your continued support. Not that you don't have anything to do, but I think the fact that perhaps you like what we're saying is that's why you're here with us. And because we see you, it also encourages us to do more. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, we say thank you. Appreciate it. Let's go. As you know, we don't come to these things through hate or jealousy or what have you. We'll be factual. And then I'll do my best to be truthful. And I've already told you I sympathize, I admire Ambassador Bakai. But at the same time, because of my admiration for Ambassador Bakai, that does not negate my own ability to criticize when I see it is fit. I will do that. I will do so. Because here's what's happening here. If you like something and everything else about that something, whether good or bad, you just praise it, then you're not sincere. If you like something and something wrong happened that you know perhaps in your heart is wrong, say so. Then perhaps they might make the correction to benefit all. Other people might not like it. But as long as I'm doing so with respect and responsibility in my criticism, then I should be fine. As long as I'm doing it truly with the blessing, that is, believing, and I know my God believe that I'm not lying, then I have nothing to be afraid of. That's what makes me the liberal. Samson to Liberian Public Radio, folks. Again, we're going to be rocking it here this evening. Thank you. Thank you. Please share this video. So as I stated here, this is this show tonight pretty much about ANC and what from my own perspective, that's Honorable Cummings right there, standard bearer of the CPP, and according to some poll that I saw a few days ago, and I'm going to try to get my hand on that poll and I'll bring it up here. But the ANC and its people, they're not doing good. Then you can say, well, that total poll. Okay, that's total poll. That's fine with me. I don't care. That's what you think. That's okay. But I just want to put it out there because when I come and bring that up, I don't want you to say anything other than that. Now, over the weekend, ANC had a gathering over there in Ganta. And before that, every one of us here was speculating, oh, they're going to do, Honorable Cummings going to select somebody over there and the ANC going to put somebody hands up as the second person to Honorable Cummings. However, some of us will also have some reservation in that Cummings is not your ordinary Liberian politician. And this, for me, is what's giving him hard time. Cummings, I believe, my opinion, you don't have to accept it, my opinion. Cummings, I believe the fact that he's not your everyday Liberian politician, Cummings seemed to me like to trust. He trusts people very easily. And in Liberia, Liberian politics and Liberian political arena, they will misuse that trust. Most of them. You go into Liberian politics with one eyeball open, you don't close all and say, well, the road. No. They put a blindfold in you and say, kind of society bush. You say, okay, then you live it a little bit. And you can see. Because when you go there and say, I trust you people, and blindfold, they wait. I don't know. But anyhow, so Cummings has done that. But here's the other interesting thing about Cummings. And this is very, very much unique, I would say, to Cummings in this political arena of Liberian political, whatever it is they call himself over there. The fact that Cummings, I believe, and I say I, moi, Samson to, I don't say you. The fact that I believe that Cummings coming from the corporate world, it's pretty much running things based on that corporate training. And in Liberia, in the corporate world, you don't go around lying to people. You're truthful. People will promote you based on trust. You trust people, they trust you. In Liberian politics, the other way around, they will look at you kolo and lie to you. When you put up something, the people come and with t-shirt, you're getting t-shirt, millions show up. Time to vote, nobody will even vote for you from that one town. That's Liberian politics. They will look at you kolo and lie to you. This is what I think. But the interesting thing about that, about what I'm saying here also is helping Cummings educating Cummings with respect to Liberian political activities. Cummings, the fact that he's, I believe, operating this whole thing here based on the corporate war of the West, where you go into something, you want people to do certain things for you, they can pay handsomely so that they don't try to play Diriba on you. Folks, I'm talking Tabata tonight again, so that why I said Diriba. But anyhow, so you pay them. But at the same time, you expect honest day work. In Liberia, you can't get honest day's work. You'll be lucky if you get half a day work. But so Cummings is in this thing, and he's saying to many of the people, this for me now, I'm just paraphrasing. I've not talked to you on this, and so don't say Samson told, say Cummings say that your business, if you want to do that, business up to you. And what do people do to me? They will tell me don't come back to Montreal. I'm thinking, but when you I go to Montreal, they say don't come back to Montreal. I'll go through Africa, I'll go to Total. What they will say, don't come to Total. Biggie, please. But anyhow, let's get on with it. So, Cummings believing in all of that, true democracy. I think, and I believe, Cummings' way of doing a political thing in Liberia is that he believes that the people should have the power to make final decision affecting everyone. Whereas in our situation, they think the person who in the house or the standard bearer that say everything, yes sir, they put the person in a bubble very quickly. And I don't believe Cummings wants to be put in the bubble. Let me give you an example. So while every one of us were expecting that Cummings was going to go and make this announcement during the GANTA'S convention, okay? So, but the consultation is still going, according to sources that I have. The consultation between Councillor Charlene Bronskin and the ANC and Cummings and Ability is still ongoing. In fact, today I got a call that they were to her house. That's something told. That's something told. Don't dispute that. Anyhow, but for some reason, my understanding, my sources are telling me that she's not quite on board yet. I don't know how true that is, but we're waiting to see. We're waiting to see. So anyhow, so Cummings, they went over there to GANTA'S. When you see me quiet like that, I mean I'm doing something. I don't have producer, so I got to do these things by myself. And I can't be talking to you at the same time, doing something else. There's something I missed a little bit. But anyhow, let's keep going. So when they got to GANTA'S, okay, we all of us were expecting ANC and Cummings to raise somebody hand, one way or the other. Coming from, so some of us were, that way they would gain momentum, and the momentum was like some kind of physics class momentum, spring momentum. What kind of momentum? What do you mean by momentum? What kind of physics class spring momentum? Man, y'all give me something. I said then they will get some kind of yo-yo coming from there. Not confusion yo-yo, but clapping yo-yo. You understand? You understand? So Cummings went over there. When they got there, this is a serious partner. Having had the ability and the understanding to empower young people, to empower the people, because I believe that Cummings truly believe that the power is within the folks, not because he's a standard bearer. So according to the newspaper, that when they got there, they decided they were going to go through this process and hopefully they were going to nominate. But if you remember, Cummings made a video, and the video is out there. I'm not going to play that tonight, but Cummings made a video. In that video, when you listen to him, he didn't say, I'm going to raise somebody's hand. He didn't say that I'm going to go pick a running mate. He just said that they're going to get together and try to find a way to move Liberia forward to benefit all. Because at the back of his mind, he is quite aware of the documents that brought them together. So when it got to Ganta, according to the story, and this is where I believe, and I really, really admire Comey and the ANC folks. And despite the fact that I think Ambassador Baka is ready to steady this ship, I still think that Cummings and the ANC, what demonstrated in Ganta a day or so ago, was very helpful in the political institution building process in Liberia. The liberal and the progressive those days fought hard for all of us to have one man, one vote. And I want to say here tonight that thank God we have that. But that was not the end. It was people like Alexander Comey, Honorable Alexander Comey, to come along and bring these ideas to reality. And I really appreciate that. Because as standard bearer, he could have told the people, no, you know what, that constitution, we put it together, we can try to find way around. Who's going to say no if Comey has done that? Who's going to say no? Who's going to say no? Especially with the pressure on ANC to produce. Which one of the folks that are going to say no? They were all over the doors. Like I said, the real Liberian politicians, those who do not believe in trust, those who do not believe in truthfulness, they were there. I'm not going to name names. They were there. They were there. So they decided they were getting ready to do so. Somebody brought up an objection that according to their constitution, it was not to be at the convention to have a nominee named. In fact, according to the paper, in their constitution, the nominee must be named in his county of origin. You cannot go to Town and then you name Amos George as a vice president. It's not happening. You want to name Amos George as vice president, you got to go to Bon County. And when they made that suggestion or that motion or whatever it is, I'm sure I wasn't there, but knowing our Liberian politicians and knowing the kind of people I'm talking about, those people that always like to put people in the bubbles, I know them. Most likely they are turned to Cummings and hoping for Cummings to reject and lead the process of rejection. But they were surprised, I believe, because Cummings is not just in this here to say, I want to be president. Cummings is also in this to build institutions that can survive after him. It's not an institution you build them. Musa Berete say, I take half. My sister, Nyobli Konga say, I take half. That's not an institution. It's an institution when you build that whoever come in will be able to stand on that structure of that institution, and the institution will survive. It doesn't matter whether Samson told, who got no idea what he's talking about tonight, but he gets there, the institution will survive. And that is the kinds of institution Comey and his people continue to build. And I applaud them. I want to thank them for that. But anyhow, so when Cummings didn't object or didn't put her in a fight, it stands that the ANC will not name a running mate at the Ganta convention because it's in their constitution. Listen to me, you're Liberian, you're always let these people that Cummings money they using. They got money for themselves. So you think if Kumi said, my man, put our constitution based on one side, man, you think we're coming? You look at it. Look at I don't call it. Look at Unity Party. Well, they're already running with 18 years. We need some momentum. You're gonna stop looking at thing that you think your children will say no. But when he looked at it and realized that it is not about me. This is about the institution that we're building. And so he accepted it. And I want to thank him. I want to thank him for that. And yes, the lady who, according to the story, according to what my sources are telling me, this is the late Councillor Bronskin's daughter. House they went, according to the story, Musa Ability and Ormokumi went to her place today, and pretty much, according to the story, begging. I say so. I say so. Maybe I am my own. Why not Samson too? But anyhow, according to the story, they were there talking her to convince her to see a way to join them. Interesting thing about this, as I was talking to my sources, interesting thing about this process, to be honest with you, I would say now, at this point, Cummings would do himself a favor, and the Liberty Party and the CPP would do himself a favor and leave anyone from Liberty Party, leave them alone. Leave them alone, because if this young lady join you guys, if this young lady joins you guys, that means her I'm sure the Bassa people would turn against her. There's no question asked. Not only because I'm Liberty Party member, Liberty Party USA, I've not been kicked out yet. I've still got my registration here. So nobody kick me out yet. If they want to kick me out, they will make it clear to me, you know, don't talk about all anymore. I will not talk about that. But Liberty Party USA, I don't say Liberty Party Liberia. Well, I want to Liberia. I don't even know what Liberty Party offer anyway. So, as member of Liberty Party, I'll say, Councillor Bronskin built that party. According to sources who were with Councillor Bronskin, when they started that, this is how it went. Remember before Councillor Bronskin left from here to go to Liberia, when he got to Liberia, I believe it was summer 2003, huge crowd. Okay, at that time, they have friends of Bronskin. So when Councillor Bronskin got there, my understanding, they decided to go with the Bole Party. Bole, I think teacher Bole, but anyway, Bole Party. So they accepted it. But then when they started making some headway and things like that, most of the Peda people started injecting themselves into places that they were not supposed to. Started calling it Peda Party. In fact, there were some people that were doing some writing. Why would you allow a Bassa man to take over Peda People Party? So it became a little issue, and then it turned into a big one. And Councillor Bronskin recognized that this perhaps, and other folks around him recognized that this perhaps might be some sort of a distraction. So they decided to go, Councillor Bronskin, according to the story, he alone came up with Liberty Party name, and I believe he registered all by himself. Then there was another party that they were going to use. So there was two parties that were coming with the friends of Bronskin. Those of you who are friends of Bronskin, if I say so now. So eventually they decided to settle on Liberty Party, according to the story. So I told you guys here before, and I'm saying it again. When I got involved, registered fully, I was part of the leadership, Liberty Party USA. Not like, bro, I was part of the leadership, whatever they call it here. We went to Las Vegas, met in Las Vegas with, what's his name, Israel, Akisai, whatever, please. But Councillor Bronskin was there. Some of the big way in Liberty Party were there. And we decided what the course that Liberty Party should take to win. And one of the things that I, Samson, told, and I keep saying it because I made that point at the gathering, that let us try and stay away from people like Musa Ability, even if they have the money. Because Musa Ability at that time, his name was not going well with the Liberian people in terms of with the FIFA issue, with the gas money, everything. You read about it all the time. So I thought the fact that Councillor Brunskin believed that he was going to do things differently than what was happening in Liberia in terms of politics, I thought it would be better for us to struggle by ourselves, and God was going to make way for us to find money and support the party. Some of us were willing to put our resources in it. Okay, so I'm not just sitting there talking. I put money in it. Even in one sense, I put money in it. And you want to bet me? You want me to show you some of my check receipt and things like that? That's big of me. But on a very serious note, and that didn't happen. So Musa Ability now came in. He didn't just come in and took over Liberty Party. I'm giving you the little background. So reason why I'm saying that Honorable Cummings should stay away from Liberty Party members. So when Musa Ability was brought in, it became a chairman of a little enclave of Liberty Party. I think it was county chairman or something like that. And then it was not like Musa Ability was not, I believe, strongly believe, Musa Ability was not even close to the seat of power in terms of Liberty Party's power structure. Remember now, Kofa Flanty was chairman. So Musa Ability have all that power. Why did he not become the chairman? Okay, so let's forget that. So when Councillor Brunskin passed away, my sister, Yumli, and Dallas Dillon decided to bring Musa Ability on full time. Because why? Musa Ability have money. Why? Musa Ability was supporting their political activities. You bring the man in, the man spending the money. Why can't we be real on these things here? The man spending his own hard-earned money, whatever he stole or he died money, until you're found guilty, that man money, hard-earned money, I would say. The Musa Ability is not in court for that until you're found guilty. That has not happened. You're taking the man money, then you say the man will not do any leadership. You not see it before? You can't support Liberty Party. The man was supporting Liberty Party. They say, man, will not seek any leadership position. And when he sought leadership position, they want to start he said, no, I put money in there, the party will be mine. And that's how I'm just paraphrasing and summarizing everything here. You know what happened. But the idea is Musa Ability was putting money in there. So if somebody putting money in a political party, that person should be ahead. There's no two-way street around it. You want to be ahead of political party, put your money in there. You get money set aside. Simple as that. My goodness. What part of it we don't understand? Okay. So, however, Liberty Party, as a coin now, Bassa People Party, they say, on a very serious note, if Honorable Cummings goes after Councillor Charlie Brunskin, who was also qualified, by the way, and seek her endorsement and to become a vice president nominee, you will not only tear the Liberty Party apart, but you will also tear the fabric of the Bassa community, I call it political fiber of the Bassa people political activities. You don't want to be responsible for that, because Charlie Bronski and Senator Lawrence are considered daughters of Grand Bassa County. So you going after Charlie Bronski and Senator Nyombli is on the other side. What do you think? And this is politics in Liberia. What do you think will happen? You think these people are going to be able to stay and still become friends and socialize? I would say stay away from the Liberty Party, whoever, unless you're going to deal with Musa Ability and his Liberty Party and pick somebody from that's fine. But I would say that would be my advice to that. Okay. Your man be asking me too many questions here to know. That's why I here for. I here to talk Tabata. So you please let me talk my Tabata. Okay. So there's another interesting thing that happened here. That's that. But on a very serious note, I still want those of us that believe in institution building to end. I would say Honorable Cummings and ANC got a high mark on that. But for me, at this point, before I join, that will be a bridge to the next segment of ANC and Honorable Cummings, that is. For me, at this point, I see Honorable Cummings and ANC as people that are building groundwork for the next presidential election. And I think if they come to this realization, the quicker they do, the better it will be for all of us. Because once they recognize that at this time, and then just like they did just like Honorable Cummings did, if he can also do that for the Liberian people and say, you know what, even I'm not necessarily asking them to suspend their political activity, election process. No, they can go, but knowing fully well that most likely they're not going to go anywhere. And so you start playing now. You start planning how you're going to turn your support over to Ambassador Baka, because most likely you're not going to turn your support over to CDC. I don't see it. I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. So now you start planning your off-ramp and be back the next time, because truthfully, if Honorable Cummings decide to come back the next time, I don't see anybody that would defeat him. Yes, the other thing I'm going to say here, this is going to be so ridiculous that most people are going to get off my platform right now. The next presidential election, President Weah will come back, because they're going to be defeated this time around. No question on that. But he will come back. And when he's coming back the next time, you know what he's going to do? He's going to cut tie with all those troublemakers. You will not see them. They like a Jefferson Kochi, and they will not even be around him. He will get new people, new young people, who most likely he will advise them. Don't take this route. Don't look what these people have done. He will name these people what they have done to drag him down. And then we say, I hope none of you coming here will try to repeat these things. And then the next election, Ambassador Baka will not seek re-election anyway. So most likely, we're going to see Senator Nyombli, we're going to see Senator Kuhn, we're going to see Honorable Cummings, and we're going to most likely see President Weah coming back the next time after President Baka's turn. And it's going to be a very interesting one. But let me jump on to the other one. I've been on here saying that Cummings was not, he has not been, and wasn't even connected to the Liberian people. And people been telling me, oh, they old man pie, oh, let talk nyama. In fact, they say I let talking Tabata. I will give you 3 minutes of 3-minute video here tonight. Kumi and his people. This is how ridiculous it is. I finished praising them now. Now time now to tell them the truth again. You see, this is who I am. I can praise you when you do something good. And then I tell you, if you do something wrong, I will tell you the same thing. And as long as I'm doing it sincerely, with no jealousy, I got no qualm doing that whatsoever. ANC and Honorable Kumi was so ridiculous in your engagement with the Liberian people. I mean, folks, this is not funny. Honorable Kumi participated in 2017 election. 2017 election. 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 6 years plus. That now, this week, they decide to reintroduce Kumi to us. Folks, how serious are these people, ANC? How serious are they? How serious are they? Just here to waste our time? What kind of business is this? You don't think that I know what I'm talking about? There's a video going around. I'm gonna play the video right now. There's a video going around where they're now reintroducing Kumi to the Liberian people. And you know, and this one, this is how bad it. They decided to speak the real Noko English, the real Walasa English to introduce Kumi to. Oh, you know definitely they're not talking to the book people. If you listen to the English, forget Liberian English. I say Kolokokwatuki in the English, Noko English. God not giving gone, God not go. That kind of English, that kind of Baba English, Samson told them can speak Baba English. That's what people are introducing, and you know exactly what the attackers were. But the point here on a very serious note, we got 5 months to the election, and now you're going to try to reintroduce Kumi at this time? Are you serious? Are you serious? Who's gonna listen right now? Let me stop. Let me play this video. Folks, Samson told Liberian public. I want you to listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this, and I'll come back.
Small about the man you've been hearing, but he Alexander coming. But some people say, oh, we know the man just coming. The man been around for some time. Some people they've seen the man where he able to do and all of that. The man, they born the man right to point 4 there. Point 4, I'm right here that play where the man born. The man mind that was market over. Yeah, that where the man grow all. He went to demonstration school. That demonstration school where you see on Clay Street there. That man, the man go there the time he was small boy. The time he finished the demonstration school now, then he go to CWA. The time he finished high school to CWA, then the man go to Cottonton College. From Cottonton now, that where you were air, way open, you go to America. That place where you go, you finish a bowl. You finish a bowl now, you come back to Monrovia, you start working to that LBDI bank. LBDI bank right there, that place the man working, then way open, you start working with Coca-Cola, Africa. The Coca-Cola company where you don't hear about, the man started working for Africa, the business in Africa. The way the people see the man was doing the job, the people say, my man, we made you the big man for the Coca-Cola company in Africa. They made the man big man. The man do the job, you were doing the job. The people look at the man and say, they Liberian man, the man know the job. What? So they go, they say, my man can't say that here in America, you the number 2 man. For the whole Coca-Cola here in the whole world, that you the number 2 man, they get a man big job. That big job Mr. Cummings was doing for 10 years, number 2 man, all over the world. He was getting business all around to the different company there, the different country there. He was meeting with president there. All he made money for Coca-Cola. So, but before Mr. Cummings started thinking about president work, he was helping people in Liberia, but people there they didn't know. The time Ebola came, the man he go to Coca-Cola, he said, "My boy, you help me. Ebola raging Liberia, you help me." So the people say, what? They put take medicine. The Coca-Cola people, they take medicine, they take food, they give it to Mr. Cummings. They say, go help your people there. Mr. Cummings bring it. He divide the food, the medicine, big container. He divide to the clinic, then the hospital, then GFK, or to help. Some people there, they say they want to start business, but they don't know what to do. Mr. Come and get advice. So market with me there, he getting small thing to start market. And all the team, Mr. Comey been doing it before even he's starting my president job. Now the man say, okay, the way God bless me, today Coca-Cola company, yeah, the number 2 man in the whole world. I want to go back to LIBERIA, so the man lead the job. Tell Coca-Cola, he say, my people then suffering, I want to go back to go help them. So the man tell the boy, he say, your hold the job are going. The man can't LIBERIA now. He say, look, we want to change the country here. We want to change the country, the way the country going, not correct. So you give me chance, let me help to face the country. You work with me, I work with you, we change the country. That's what Mr. Comment been saying. So they may get good half for the country that somebody think they may be doing some post they didn't know, but we just want to let you know something. We'll be telling you something about it, man, yeah, what it may, all the idea they may get to make LIBERIA better. So we all can eat small thing. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, online. They wanted maybe that 6 years ago to put a video, but maybe it just surfacing again. But no, on a very serious note, how many times we've been on this platform, asking, in fact, begging for these people to do what they just did here tonight? Reintroduce this man long time ago, 2 years ago. This thing is not campaign. You're not running campaign. You don't tell me, say, oh, the enemy will be violating campaign law. No. He's not. But they're just doing it. 5 months. Okay. Frederick? I'm not going to argue with you. Hey, y'all said that's how y'all want to reintroduce your man. That's fine with me. I'm not gonna argue. What I do know is the rescue 1 and rescue 2 with the mother of the rescue mission, and nothing stopping them. No, but on a very serious note, this is sad, and this is why I stated earlier that coming to this political arena with a different mentality than many of the folks he's bringing on board to help him. Because many of them, they are not trustworthy anyway. They don't like to be trustful. They don't want to trust, and then they don't mix. You know, they don't mix. And so this is what I'm saying. You would think something like this. It's necessary. It doesn't even have to be this elaborate. It doesn't. But this thing should have been on most of the platform. Put it up there. Y'all know Cummings didn't win 2017 election because he has no connection. He's not connected. But y'all refuse, despite the fact that y'all have all of the data, as Mr. George would say, y'all refuse. Y'all refuse to do that. Y'all were taking it. You're doing the politics in Liberia as though we, the Liberian diaspora that can a little bit read and write, we have voting power. The people who are going to vote, that the people are supposed to have the thing to. You know, they have their one and watch and see. I come and say now people will start doing a watch and see. They have their little, when you, if I don't know how long you guys been in Liberia, but I just got back about a month or so ago. But they have, before that I was there every year. Last 3 years I've been going. But they have this bullhorn, and they just press the button and they start playing advertisement. What to say ANC or Unity Party, you can buy 500-600 of those little bullhorn and put the standard bearer message on there. And as kids, you give it to them. They will use it to advertise other stuff, to sell their businesses, but they put it on and they walk between those houses in Monroe and Ambassador Baka speaking without bullhorn on. You know how annoying that thing is. If it annoying to you, that means you've been listening to it for a very long time. As president, we are saying politics is about persuasion. Okay? Why these people are not doing these kinds of stuff? You see, every time you're going on the stage, on the stage, people in Grand Union come to all of villages, they can't see you on stage. They can't see you. That your stage thing, you're doing that for Monrovia. And Monrovia is not Liberia, my people. Samson told the Liberian Public Radio. Of course, folks, the political genius are here again tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but I'm being factual. To be honest with you. So let me go ahead and share the link and see. Well, I got 10 more minutes. Well, I'll share it anyway. Let me see if anybody want to join me here tonight. This is unacceptable as far as I see it. So let me see. Let me go to Mr. George. Mr. George, let me see. Mr. George. Let's see if he's going to come in here tonight and try to disabuse me as usual on my ridiculous statement, as you would call it. That's fine. That's fine. So let me go. Folks, I'm sharing it here. I'm sharing it, and I'll be opening the line here very shortly as well. So just bear with me. Bear with me. Those of you that have time to join, please do so. If you have the time, please do so and join us. It is. I can't think of it. So how come? No, I don't think you got me scared there, man. What kind of business here? Okay. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public, if you see me doing this, that means I don't have a producer. I'm doing this by myself. And so, yeah, okay, that's good. Okay. So let's go on. Let's go on. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public, and let me just say this here. Let me do this one last time, and hopefully, if you guys are following, you can say right on there how ridiculous I am and all that kind of stuff, which is fine with me. Okay, just go ahead and write it on there. How ridiculous Samson is and all his statement and the way it's supposed to be. That's okay with me. Okay, I'm done. Okay, folks, if you get this and you have the time to join, please do so. All right, so the point here is this. It is okay to reintroduce your political leader, okay? But in terms of in-depth introduction, which there's the particular thing that just happened, then you're not quite ready because you got 5 more months. You expect this message now to resonate with the people. How do you do that? You're only doing these things for Monrovia. Monrovia is not Liberia. You think somebody where in Kapama? You see the person will get this message? Okay. So this is just. Oh, my sister is watching. Good evening, sister. Yeah, no, I'm going to Liberia. I'm staying here, so don't come watch me and say, why you can't go home? No, I'm going nowhere. I'm my sister, and I love her very much. Good evening. But anyhow, folks, I just sent it out. Those of you that have the time to do so, please join us, and let's have this conversation. But let's get back into this serious conversation here. So the issue now is this. The issue is this, and I'm not pulling punches here. I'm simply saying that if deep inside of Armor Cummings, if you recognize that this ship is not going anywhere, not the stabilizing ship, I'm not talking about that. Okay, I mean the ship, ANC ship, if it's not going anywhere, please. Just right now, because if you say let's seize everything we're doing, you're going to be hurting people's feelings. But at the same time, let's try to formulate policy processes that will allow you to get off, but at the same time be relevant in your engagement with Ambassador Bakar. Okay, So that would be my advice. Mr. Joyce, if you're watching, join me. Sissy Goya, if you're watching, join me as well. And you guys can disabuse whatever it is that I'm saying here that is not good. Yeah, okay. But anyway, so tonight programs today is all about ANC, from my perspective, that is. Okay. So the folks that's supposed to actually carry, let me show you another stuff here. And you can see, look at this picture, folks, and tell me. I know you guys can see the picture from from Front Page Africa. Look how serious these people are. Do you see anybody? The only person that's doing little movement there that most ability looking into his phone. This is a political gathering. This is supposed to be something that is supposed to, with that kinds of energy coming off of that stage. Then what's happening with the audience? If everybody's sitting over there as though we are some sort of a funeral, we're not a funeral. This is a political convention, and you guys sitting there like as though somebody or church or something. With that kinds of low energy, as Trump would say, coming off of that stage, then what do you expect? How do you expect to actually have that kinds of enthusiasm in the folks that are supposed to be carrying your water and what have you? I don't know at what moment that picture was taken, but I think at this time to have a political gathering of all these people to sit there like that, that's something that I don't think that I would have been part of that. So, but anyhow. Okay, let me open it up then. I don't see Mr. Joyce, Mr. Goya. Mike, you care if you want to join me? Let me put a number up, Mike. If you care, Mike, let's do this. Mike Don, since you're not sleeping time and the wish is wonderful. Call me on my phone if you care to call me on my phone, or if you want me to call you on my phone. And use my meetings to call you. If you want me to do that, I'll do that so you can give us little rundown. Since you're also a reporter anyway. But give me a minute here, Mike. Please write on here, Mike Don. That is, if you want me to contact you, please do so. And let me know. Let me know. Just write on that. Say yes, because I see you right now. Just say yes, and I will call you right away. I have your number. I have everything. Let me go. So, Mike Dunn, if you want to be part of this program, just call me. And then, in fact, you want me to send you the link. And if you have data on your phone to join us, that will be fine. Okay, let me call you. Let me call you, Mike. Okay, folks, let me call Mike Dunn. So at least he can get, if maybe somebody think I'm saying, hey, you said, Mr. Toe, nothing like that happening here. Let me see, Mike Dunn. La 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 la. Okay. Oh, why would I got music here? Why am I playing music? Because the way the people sitting on the stage, it just dumping my spirit. So I forgot that I even got music. I forgot. Okay, he's calling me. He's calling me. Mr. Don, are you there? Mr. Don? Hold on, please. Mr. Don, are you there? But what will happen here? Okay. All right. Okay, Mike, just hold on. What will be my problem? Okay, in the meantime, Mr. Don, call me back, or I will call you. Let me do this.
Diable, le cabas bayo la commence à dire ya Américain pas l'eau. C'est au Tiziwema, encore une autre fidèle qui. L'Amérique a pas l'eau que yo. Quand il y a Sylvie, il a quoi qui a loupé presse. American Paul go tamo bien demo egbe o nde. Mo so ma ku. Mo wa ba ti o mo anenwo. Mo tan die ta mu mu ye. Mo sa ba de fo mo di pro e. Tua! Bela lo kan yo. Ka go so ajulo. Hey! Wa ile. Ba ti o lo a, ba wo gbe ko. Ìyàwó abẹ́lá lókè yóò níbi tó jọgbá ẹ̀ níbi tó nọmba máa ti sì mọ̀ pé yóò mọ́lájà jíjì wọ́n pè ṣá.
Okay, we're trying to reach out to Mike down now. Hopefully he will be with us here. Let's see if he's going to answer. If not, we'll call the regular line. Again, folks, let me take this. Mr.
Good
Don?
morning, Mr. To. How are you?
Oh, good morning. Good morning. How are you
Yes.
doing?
Good morning.
I think
Yes, I'm fine.
I'm not
By
too
the
sure.
grace of God, we are doing good.
Is your monitor on?
I'm now monitor. I'm calling via phone.
Okay. All right.
But I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. All right. So I know you, when I first started, you started fathering. What I know you've been fathering maybe in and out, but have I been saying some stuff here that are not quite on board?
No, you've been speaking from your own perspective, what you've been observing about the political, like the one I just cut your meaning was the momentum from the just NL convention,
Right.
so-called convention in Ganta by the Liberty Party or the CPP, like you rightly put it, the zeal, there was no zeal, and that in fact led to the CPP chairman or the CPP head, Mr. Cummings, not to name any person as his running mate, and is the issue of is a talk of the town now as to who Mr. Cummings going to name as his running mate. Just today, yesterday he was parted with Mr. Belletti, the chairman of the Liberty Party, driving to the home of Charlene Bronskin.
Right.
Yeah, Charlene Bronskin, is the daughter of the late founder of Liberty Party, Councillor Charles Walker Bronskin. And then we have been hearing that he is trying to convince Councillor Charlene Bronskin to go as his vice running mate, which many people have been making mockery of. And mind you, Charlene has also been making her own plan to run for the Grand Bassa District number 3 representative seat.
Right.
So as such, we have been hearing that she's in fact not agreeing to go as his vice running mate. But another story we gather is that there was some financial inducement for her that is not independently verified yet by LPR, however. But it seems that the issue of finding a running mate is getting a bit difficult for Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings because of what we are hearing. Even though they are officially said that on the 27th of this month will be the official date for naming his running mate. So we are very much keen looking forward to see what that will happen. And there are so many names that have been coming, such as Charlene, Bezonga. Yomli was one of those that was initially named as part of people that, quote unquote, Mr. Cummings was or were vetting to become his running mate, but clearly on the 4th on Sunday, it was clearly ruled out that Sunday Yomli Kanga Lawrence will no longer be his running mate because she has since endorsed the presidential bid of Joseph Boakai.
Right.
So,
But let me ask you this.
getting go ahead.
Let me ask you. So around Monrovia and other places in Liberia, is ANC being taken seriously now, or perhaps they're becoming a laughing stock, so to speak?
Yeah, come again. Can I get it clear?
I said in Liberia,
You say,
Monrovia and Liberia, everywhere else, ANC, are they being taken seriously by the Liberian people in terms of their political engagement, or the people are laughing at them?
yes, they are been taken serious, except for the pledge that they were initially people, some supporters of both the ANC and the Unity Party. They were making efforts so that Mr. Cummings can go as a vice running mate to Ambassador Joseph Boakai, but unfortunately that did not materialize. So as such, Unity Party went on its own, and the ANC, which is headed by Mr. Cummings, and is going on its own because Liberty Party on the other side is being divided. You have the Yomli faction and that of the Bereti faction, and
let me
Supreme Court has since recognize ability as a legitimate. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I said let me turn it on to Sister. Sister, thank you for joining us. Do you have a question for Marcus? Is there anything on your mind that you want him to see if he can expand on, or you're okay?
No, I would love to hear because I know what spin the ANC, virtual ANC, try to put on the fact that they could not announce the running mate at their convention, even though their pastors and the acolytes and all of the bishops of the church of the ANC have been preaching the coming. And then just for that day to come, they say, "Oh, we'll do it another day," and they put a spin on it to say that coming gave people Huawei. Is that working out? Is that spin working out in Liberia, or are people really seeing through that somehow, some way they didn't have a candidate that have fully agreed, and that's why they postponed it?
Yeah, and thank you, Cece. And I think it has sparked a series of debates actually on the capability of the ANC, whether the ANC is actually ready, because Manayomli Kanga Lawrence was one of those, according to ANC supporters, that were being vetted by Mr. Cummings as his running mate. But then, unfortunately, Kanga Lawrence on Sunday endorsed Mr. Boakai. Again, like you said, all eyes were actually keen on a Ganda convention, hoping that he was to name his running mate. But unfortunately, that did not materialize. It's been the talk a little actually in Liberia, and every corner you go, many people are. Some of his supporters are taking a back, saying that probably he's now ready because of the delay. Again, mind you, the delay is not his first. He alone, he's not the first person. There have been other candidates who have been doing similar things. The Boakai, it took some time before he named his running mate. There were names that surfaced, and then those names, some of them, they were. Unfortunately, they were now the ones that were supposed to be named, and Jeremiah Kun was named. So it's sometimes naming as fast as quickly as possible to they put some zeal from the supporters, and sometimes the long delay at times it causes some weakness. So I think it's from that backdrop. Some of the supporters are not. I mean, quote unquote saying that Mr. Cummings is not yet ready.
So let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this.
The
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Tu.
Unity Party selection of Senator Kuhn. How is it playing in Nima County? Because my understanding is people Nibadians seem to be divided over this. How is it playing, by the way? Let me don't put anything in there. How is it playing?
Well, I was in Nimad. I registered in Nimad, specifically in Yahweh Mesona, where I heard from for the voter registration. There are mixed reaction, actually. To be fair with you, there are mixed reaction. In
Uh-oh.
But
Can you tell
of
us again?
course,
You said there was a mixed.
huge.
Can you tell us again? You said there was a mixed reaction, and then the phone started acting up.
There are mixed reactions in Nima. I was in Nima. I registered in Nima a week ago now. So if you were to talk about meaning that there are two parties that you usually hear about in Nima. That is a Unity Party. I mean the CDC and that of the Unity Party. And in a Ganta bill, you usually hear about the Unity Party. And when you go to some rural part of the country, you will hear about the ruling establishment because some of their lawmakers have since pledged support to the ruling party. So, of course, you will hear them talking about it. Again, when that announcement was made by selecting Kuhn, there was huge jubilation across the country. We saw a crowd we saw a photo from a Campley, for example. There were huge celebration there. And part of Ganta and Southern Korea as well, there were some celebrations there, thus embracing the selection of Mr. Kuhn, even though there are a lot of people who have been saying that because of he's been picked up by, he was recommended by, quote unquote, by Senator Johnson. It means Bwaka is then.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mike, Sissy, I think you're muted. Mike, your phone is not doing us the service right now, but if you're listening to me, I want to thank you, and we'll be in touch with you. Okay, so maybe he's dead now.
Thank you, Mr. Tu,
Okay.
and thank you, Mr. Tu, and we are always on a standby to provide information to the diaspora and Liberians all across the world as a whole. And we are preparing to ensure that we bring fair analysis and coverage as the electoral process goes on. Mind you, the NEC has just made an announcement that all those who are engaged in pre-campaign activities should stop, or else they will bear some punishment. So these are some of the happenings here now.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, Mike. Good night, Mr. Dunn.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right. Okay.
Okay, folks, that was the voice of Mr. Mike Dunn, LPR chief, bureau chief in Liberia as well. But sister, thank you for joining me. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. What do you make of my Tabata here tonight?
Well, as usual, you have a way of throwing hook and seeing who will swallow. And I'm not going to swallow any of your hook. I will let Amos George there, Achimo Frederick, then deal with you on the wire.
Yeah, you're not
hook you throw, and I'm taking any. But look, let me preface this that I'm about to say that Yombri Kanga Lawrence called our name too, as in my presidential candidate also went to her. But if I'm not going to say if the ANC people are smart, I know there's a bunch of smart people in there, but I'm hoping that there were some people really paying attention to, there's a pattern. As an engineer, you understand that as a mathematician, that's all it is. You look at patterns, and then you come up with conjectures, or you come up with hypotheses and theories. There's a pattern. Here is the pattern that I was seeing formed so far that they're trying to use against Alexander Cummings and the ANC.
They who now?
The Unity Party, because those are the people that are in their fight, right? As it is right now, CDC said just sitting on the sideline watching the Unity Party and the CBP go at it. When Jeremiah Kuhn appeared on Spoon to explain the process by which he was selected, he pretended like he was giving thanks to people who saw his potential. But he couldn't just come out to name Cummings right away. It would look like, he's being childish. So what did he do? He went around the corner and first named Edwin Snow and talked about, we can joke around. I can call him president, he call me VP, right? Then he jumped to Cummings. And he spent forever talking about Cummings, that they had been behind him. And he named people like Wishner and everybody that had been behind him since April. Right? I think November to April. That was meant to counter that there was going to be a pushback from the ANC about Jeremiah Kuhn. So you can't come and say this man's a bad person when you yourself ran after him from November to April. That was the strategy that the Unity Party deployed. And sadly, the ANC went and fell into it. Here was another thing if you listen to Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence. When she spoke about people who are going to see her. She spoke about Alexander Benedict Cummings. She spoke about Tiawan Gonglo, and she spoke about when it came to Alexander Benedict Cummings, there was no way they were going to do it. And then she linked Musa Belete damaging her party to Alexander Cummings funding and he being the invisible hand behind it. And then, of course, I don't know whether that respect or they respect. Just say Councilor Gonglo is a good he's a good lawyer. We respect him, but we just chose to go a different way. The point there is that they're trying to make sure that if the ANC decides or the CP decide to go hard against Yombli Kanga, you say, but you already after them want to be vice president running mate. How now is she back? So there, I think the CBP has to now have a communication team, and I'm not talking about the people like in when they wake up. I mean the people who are actually the brain trust of the ANC. Need to now start thinking ahead. If they have a candidate that they already decided, they have to be careful and they have to craft a way that they're gonna roll that person out and try to have a defense built around that person. They don't do that. They've lost. They were talking to Jeremiah Kuhn. They lost Jeremiah Kuhn. They were talking to Yombli Kanga. They lost Yombli Kanga. They announced a lot of these people that are no credible ANC people, including Mariah Kula, they all announced that they were going to name the vice president candidate in Niba Kante, and then they were going to come to Monrovia and then roll the person out. After they made that announcement, Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence announced that she was going to have a press statement. Now, all of a sudden, there is a unanimous vote taken at a convention to not allow the standard bearer to name his running mate. How do you even take such a vote? How do you even open that up to say, oh, by the way, you are a standard bearer, but we unanimously vote that you don't name your vice running mate right now? So,
according to the story, though, let me push back on that a little bit. According to the story, that in their constitution, that a vice standard bearer should not be named at the convention, but rather be named at the place of origin.
Yeah, but Mr. To, that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making was they announced that they were going to name at their convention before Yombli Kanga said she was going to have a press statement.
So then what the credit should go to Honorable Cummings then. Why? For standing out, for allowing the process. The process to truly play out.
What process?
Their constitution does not allow them, according to it.
Which constitution?
ANC constitution.
But they're not dealing with ANC. This is a CPP. The man is the standard bearer of the CPP, not the ANC.
Okay, let me maybe I'm reading it wrong,
So
but
what
I
happened
think,
out here? And they were so you want to tell me the lawyer Mariah Yakula and all these TC good were announcing that they were going to announce their vice president running mate. All those lawyers didn't read their own constitution before they were putting that thing on Facebook. They were not bring that tabata here, man. They got to learn how to make sure they have the communication team is not working. That's the point I'm going. I keep saying that over and over about the ANC. Their communication team is not working. It's not working.
okay. So I'm trying to find it. There's because they said that the how do you call it? Was it ANC or CPP that didn't have? It was one of, but either way,
So,
either way.
My problem.
Yeah,
Even
go ahead,
if that
go
was
ahead,
true,
go ahead.
let me agree for the sake of argument, right? That is true. That is written in the CPP constitution or document, the new CPP document, or in the ANC, whatever. That they are not supposed, that a vice standard bearer does not announce his or her running mate at the convention, which should be weird, by the way. But let's assume that is true. If that is true, why were these learned lawyers, Mariah Yakula, who is the chief of staff, told Alexander Benedict Cummings, have posted on her own timeline over and over that they were going to name the running mate in Nimba County? So they didn't read the constitution by that time? They wouldn't have got on Nimba before somebody get the constitution then? You were muted.
That's what I'm saying, Sissy. Then you have to give credit to Honorable Cummings. The fact that particular subject matter came up and somebody say that the Constitution does not allow it. I don't know which other Constitution they go by. Then and the fact that Cummings did not push back on it, that means he's helping to build institution.
No, quite the contrary. That means that he got lawyers working for him that don't read the law. That means he hired people who are lawyers, who, especially one of them being his chief of staff, that don't read the law. So we'll have a president that will be showing up on the day about to sign an executive order. When he finished announcing it, he finished doing everything. And he said, oh, by the way, 2 minutes ago, somebody just read it and say illegal. That kind of president will be running. That is not where you get credit.
Okay. All right. For me, I do give him credit. But let's take this. Caller, what's your name, where you're calling from, and what's on your mind?
Mr. Phil, how you doing? This is Elvis from Minnesota.
Hey, Elvis, how you doing? Thank you.
I'm doing well. And hello to Mr. Goya there. You know, Mr. Phil, I got a proposition to make to the ANC folks.
Okay.
You know, it may seem far-fetched, but what I'm about to say may be something that is doable and is in the realm of possibilities. I think.
Are you there, Evans? Just hold on 1 minute.
The ANC.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, to stick it to Joseph Boyka for snatching the soul out of the ANC politically. Alexander Cummings should support the CDC. He should switch his party loyalty to the CDC.
But it's not going to be too far-fetched. It's not going to be too far-fetched.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's within the realm of possibility. You know, a lot of these people came from the CDC. The ideology are not so different. They're disillusioned with the CDC. Well, let me say this. As a CDC sympathizer, I will tell you this, Mr.
Oh, you are?
I am. I'm a CDC sympathizer.
I didn't know that. Evan.
Yes. I will tell you this. We like Cummings. We actually like him.
Oh, wow.
Outside of George Weah, between J&B and Cummings, we will pick Cummings. So he could be George Weah's successor. It's not far-fetched. People may think, oh, this or that.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, he can really stick it to
yeah, you know, my phone battery is dying, Evans. My phone battery is dying right now.
Are you serious? Are you playing for it?
I want you off. I want you off. No, go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Serious thing, I'm telling you. This guy could use his money and really stick it to JMB. That 7% can make a world of difference. He has to convince himself. After George Weah is gone, Cummings could be a viable candidate for the CDC. He will have a wide base, and he can take over George Weah's party and mold it into the kind of political structure that he wants it to be.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that would be the only other option, to usurp the CDC into the ANC or the other way around.
But it's not far removed, because many of the ANC people are subset subset of CDC anyway.
And you know, just Jefferson Koji said it a long time ago, and people were making fun of it. He said we've been talking to the
But that is
ANC, and people said, oh, you know, like just propaganda.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
He said it so he could be George Weah chief economic advisor, and he can help George Weah turn his second term around and become more productive economically.
Wow.
And then coming and take over for George Weah. It sounds, you know, a bit out there, but like you said, it's in the realm of possibility. And he was smart. He got people that was close to CDC ones that still have that connection. They can try to mend fences and put him in there. Go ahead, Mr. Goya.
Thank you. Let me call it.
I'll leave it in.
Okay,
Let me hear you of the call.
Okay,
it will be a
thank you.
second coming when they won't happen.
But do you think it's possibility,
No,
Sissy?
they're not possible.
You think Kumi and his people will not accept that?
It is not possible. They would rather swallow the Joseph Boakai Unity Party pill than to take that CDC pill. No, that is not possible.
Okay, let me call the other number back. But
please leave your message for 3-4.
So what happened now?
Maybe the person trying to call back.
Yeah, I guess.
That way they will call back. Or maybe the person on another call.
Please leave your message.
Person probably on the important call.
Yeah. But anyhow, let me just leave a message. Okay, but sister, though, I mean, what do you think? Okay, Samson told Liberian Public Radio, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Robert Zango calling from Houston, Texas. You got an interesting show tonight.
I do.
A very interesting show. I happened to be listening to you guys for a few moments ago, and there was a gentleman that was on the line. I didn't quite get his name. They say he was a CDC sympathizer.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's something that you guys that your listening audience or your viewing audience should take for granted. So here it is. In the game of politics, one has to be strategic in their thoughts and also in their deeds. Musa Bedete came into the Liberty Party as a plan. They all knew that at the time. What was his goal? His goal was to accomplish just what he has accomplished today: destabilize and take the helm. Musa Bedete then goes to ANC. If people can recall, at one time he did say that there was a contractual obligation between he and Mr. Cummings for him to serve as what? His vice president, right?
Yeah.
Musa Bedete is also a friend of the regime.
Mm-hmm.
What is the common denominator here? It's Musa Bedete. So when the gentleman said he doesn't see it too far-fetched, and I'm paraphrasing here, too far-fetched that there could be some kind of arrangement or some kind of, I think it's his preference would be, Cummings and CDC down the line. People shouldn't take it for granted, but that's his plan. On the other hand, though, once you also take into consideration, I happen to be listening to another online program today when it was revealed that there was a communication between Musa Bedete and Charlene Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my question. Yeah, obviously a lot of questions here, but here's my point. If you already have a contractual agreement between you and the man who is purported to be doing all these things, why are you out there searching for a vice president candidate?
So
everybody knows you don't have one.
So let me just ask you one question before you leave, and then we can panel on your question here. You sound like someone who perhaps is a Liberty Party member, or used to be Liberty Party member, or sympathizer of Liberty Party.
I'm a former vice chairman of Liberty Party.
Oh,
you know that. You know that. But despite the title. Despite the wants to see the nation, I try to look at Liberian politics holistically. Okay, a lot of people play the political game in Liberia for the immediate gratification or the immediate here and now. The long-term strategy is ultimately the executive master or the presidency. And that man is playing his game. Now, what hurt them was when it was revealed that Ellen Salif was involved in talking to Yomi Kanga. I think they did not expect the backlash that it got.
Yes.
I think they did not quite understand that the nation had that much, I don't want to use the word hatred, it's too strong a word, but that much disgust in that whole arrangement. And then you come on again, and the conversation is again that she putting pressure on Charlene Bronski. Charlene Bronski probably not interested in being the candidate. I don't care what they tell you about the Constitution. Charlene Bronski was on that stage, so they will name her as the vice president candidate. She obviously didn't agree. That's why they had to go and cover it up. They had to cover it up and come out with an excuse they did. Now we see that he's today, a day later or 2 days later, at the meeting a young lady to beg. So come along. So come on, man. They shouldn't be picking on people's foot and tell that Rainwater was not stupid. You know what's going on.
Okay. All right, Mr. Zango, thank you very much.
Zango said, don't pay so for Rainwater.
Thank you. That's my brother. That's my brother, Mr. Zango. Okay. All right. Thank you. Robert Wilbur George Azango.
Right. You want to call my name back.
Okay, thank you. Mr. George, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. I don't know. I think I don't what said the fact that he revealed to us that he should be a top insider or top person for Liberty Party, and he's making a statement here. Do you think it's a sour grape here or something somewhere?
Oh no, I don't even think it's just him. Remember way back then, even the Costa and everybody accused Billy of being a planter agent of the CDC. So I don't think it's just Mr. Zango alone that's saying that. And I won't even subscribe that to be sour grapes, because I don't think anything he said over there was not objective. Look, here is the problem.
Hold on. You're sorry, ANC people. You want to call me? Your call. I will put you on. And my phone can take ANC. They don't make any special phone here that don't take ANC. So you're quiet. Call.
Here is one of the problems that is happening. The leaks are just too much. Somebody pick up a phone call today and call somebody in less than 20 minutes. It's on somebody's Facebook post, it's on some kind of platform. The leaks are too much. And the leaks are not helping. Yeah. So you talk to Yombli Kanga before even anything, everybody knows you're talking to Yombli Kanga. You remember when Yombli Kanga came out with that statement on her Facebook page that said people were meeting at our house and Zana Kumi were having dinner at our house, but she was not there? Why was that necessary?
No, it wasn't.
If it hadn't been leaked that these people were talking to her and the pressure was put on her, it wouldn't have been necessary for her to come with that. You understand that? So I think the vetting team, I think they have to close a lot. They have to patch. There's a leak seriously going on, and I think ABC there's still a lot of really good people in Liberia that Alexander Cummings can pick from that will still catapult him and give them a lot of energy that they need. There's still a lot of people, but when the leaks are so much, by the time they leak the person, even before, by the time they say hello, oh, today how you doing? I'm ABC. Yeah, how you doing, ABC? My niece is going out. Yeah, my man. I hear say, if I'm low far, I want to talk to you, bro. Somehow, somewhere, it's somewhere. Now, all the 500 people calling, my man, don't go to that mail. My man, you do that one, you do that one. Then the pressure campaign starts, right? So I think my only advice, and I don't know how they're doing this, but my advice is that if they're going to be announcing on the 27th, they need to create a ring inside the ring and keep whoever they're talking to, people they're talking to, let these people sign an NDA. Let them sign a non-disclosed agreement, legal agreement. But for real, let them sign a legal non-disclosed agreement. And then you have the conversation in good faith. We will not disclose.
How you gonna come up with that? We want to talk to you, but you have to find an NDA.
We want to talk to you about stuff, but we got to make sure that this is something that protects you and protects us. You people do that a lot.
Yeah, but as soon as that suggestion comes out, they will know that there's something
People
else.
don't tell you what talking to you about. So you go say, hey, the post I'm sign NDA. Say, so what? You don't know what talking to you about. Maybe we'll talk to you about, being one of our procurement person. We just want to make sure you're not releasing.
Okay, let me take this guy called Samson told LIBERIAN Public. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Oh, good evening, Honorable Samson Toe and the rest of the people, Uncle George and my man Sisi Goya. Great to see you guys again.
Thank you. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, Sisi Goya, I understand you are not the ANC or the coming guy. You are Gonglo guy. It is understood. So as a result, you wouldn't even give Mr. Cummings the credit that belongs to him. Okay. So we understand the way how you go about the criticizing. That's fine. We like him like that. The thing here is, everybody got their own thing to say about whoever name that come out. People go about and just throw name out there. First of all, they were talking about Benson got Finlay being the pig, and Henry Yala being the pig, and everywhere they naming people all over the place. With that being said, not because someone go and meet with somebody, it means that the person is so much under pressure, they are going to pressurize them and what have you. First of all, let it be established that Councillor Charlene Bronski is part of the Liberty Party. Okay? She's part of the Liberty Party. So the chairman going to go meet with her. For whatever reason, people start to speculate, oh, they're pressuring her, oh, they wanted to choose her and she refused and blah, 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 blah. I think that is wrong. The people have said they are going to do the thing on the 27th. Why don't you people give them the opportunity to break their own leg instead of speculating? This too much speculation have not helped us. It have always destroyed people. And in fact, it makes a lot of people to be liars. I just thought I should throw that out there. You have a great night.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. George, thank you for joining us. I know you've been listening. What will be your contribution here, Mr. George?
So you just recognize me. Sister, how you doing?
How you doing, Pa George?
No, I just asked you because Mr. Stone.
You play tomorrow, carry your partner.
So Mr. Stone, that's why you put me in the corner.
No, the first thing when you join us.
Sister, how you doing, my brother?
Okay, sorry. Good evening, Mr. George.
How you doing, Samson, too?
Not bad.
Oh, look, let me say this. There's a new phenomenon in Liberia. Vice President Pig has become a big subject now in Liberia. It's a new phenomenon. During early time, we didn't see the kind of thing, but now it's a different phenomenon. So people now got to just go with the flow. Before the announcement of Jeremiah Prince Johnson went in Ganta, or Nima announced it. So you see what is happening. So the control of messaging or whatever is just volatile in Liberian politics now. Every meeting someone do is out there. And sometimes it's not good for an institution. It's not good for an institution. And I try to call some folks in the ANC and say, hey, this is not good, because it's not because everybody doing this, so you gotta follow the same pattern. That's not how you run a good institution. But this notion, you're thinking that you only kind of pressurize. But if you ask anybody to show you a footage or a note, communication from that meeting that they alleges that took place between Ellen Johnson and nobody can show it. It's all speculation. People, they met, she's being pressurized, but nobody can show anything. Is that what the United Party is doing? Is to create this scenario that these people have been put under pressure by Ellen Johnson because they know that some folks don't like Ellen Johnson, so they want to tie the ANC to that of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. This is the clever strategy that the United Party is creating.
So you're suggesting that
it's a clever part. It's just a clever move they are making to create this scenario so you can say, "Oh, it's not coming out. It's being supported by Ellen Johnson."
But let me hold you 1 minute, please. I know you finished your statement. You're still young. You're very smart. Your brain not going anywhere. Let me ask you this: you're suggesting that the issue of Ellen having conversation with Yombly and all that kinds of stuff that was in the social media, you think that the ANC people are making those things up?
I didn't say ANC people. I said it's the Unity Party.
I mean, not ANC, Unity. The Unity people. So Ellen was never involved. You don't believe?
They show me proof. I don't see it. I didn't see anything. Show me proof. Show me something. It's mere speculation. You cannot prove something. So you sit in the studio. What evidence you got? What you can direct me to that gets me down here at this point? And they will do it.
Okay.
No, I asked you. No. You want to be objective. You ask me, and I said no. So I'm asking you. Maybe you got something that I don't know. So you show it or let the audience see it, or you just find the same Unity Party people. This is what you're doing.
No, I just thought that I asked a question. You answer it. Go ahead, make a statement.
And I ask you back, and now you can't answer. Then you say, That's what's happening.
You make me proud.
How come you apply? I just asked you. That's the one question I just throw it back to you. Now you say,
Okay, all right, okay.
It's a clever move they're making. Now they can't say, oh, Charlene Bronski is under pressure. Madam Bronski, I think she's an independent lady, highly educated, intelligent, smart. I think she makes decisions for herself. So who will put her under pressure now? What obligation she got to anybody that will make her to be under pressure from somebody? But these are speculations that come out to confuse what is going on in Liberia. And I said yesterday night, that the political scenario that I play in Liberia, I see too many people say they are politicians, but they are becoming very immature. If I went and met with Sisi, I can't say, well, I will not be home, but my people will be there. Go and meet my people. I go and meet Sisi people. What we discuss there? That is
hold on 1 minute, Mr. George. Let me just make a comment here. Augusta, White, Lopui, if you are unable to participate in the conversation, please just mute or take yourself out. I don't want to block you because we really admire you guys and thank you guys for fathering, but you can't come out here and try to engage in a negative faction. So please, you should be man enough to be able to have a intellectual conversation. And if you're unable to do that, we can help you out by blocking you. Thank you. Mr. George, go ahead, finish your statement.
And then I see the same thing I said yesterday night, that what the dream wasn't alluding to is a pattern. I said, you saw Jeremiah Cohn came in. The conversation he and Edwin Stewart had 4 years down the line, that's the first line he started with. Then he came and said, oh, Mr. Cummings, but thank you for elevating me or this status. Young Lincoln came with the same whole line. They went to my house. But they just would get out, they just got out and went to your house. You are aware of it. So this is a line they're trying to create. And nobody will go after Yomli Kanga because we know the trap she's setting. By the time you go there, they'll say, oh, you went after the woman, and she now you're seeing it. So that trap, nobody's going to fall in it. What I have always said now is not to look at this book character. That's what I'm concerned with. Jeremiah Cohn is the best guy. Now Samson told he was yelling, but I got some question for Samson told. This best man, you Samson told yelling with. Let me just give you a few things. Jeremiah Cohn was one of those who approved of the Igbo deed. He was the co-chairman of Ways and Means Committee. He had been in our house for 12 years. I want to see the policy that he formulated in the House of Representatives. Those are the issues with Peter, but I to come for the character business. I want to see who they were when they were in this position. Those are the issues I'm concerned about. So the Unity Party people can make whatever noise they want to make. It is their right. Or I can tell the ANC people, trying to control your messaging or meeting you're having. There's too many leaks out there. When you're doing it like that, you create a situation for people to make decisions. It becomes very little bit
yeah,
difficult.
but here's the interesting thing here, Mr. Josh. Why you're trying to ask the liberal some interesting question, and I'm ready to answer any question. The fact here is this.
But you can ask for a question, but when I ask them, you don't read it.
No, you can ask any question you want.
The party you come out to defend, when they ask you, you ask other people about what they believe in, who they support, but when they ask you, then you say, oh, you can't force me to answer.
I said I ask any question. If I can, I will. If not, I'll let you know. Donald Trump took the faith for what 500 and some more time. I can do this. No, but let me say this here, Mr. Josh. Why are you saying that these people perhaps might have been instigating this adding stuff and things like that? That particular conversation was on social media for almost a week.
Being on social
there was
media,
no denial. Mr. George, that's why
you give me a chance.
Okay, you're not going to be
everything on social media. We should believe it.
Okay.
No, let me finish
my point.
Everything on social media, we should believe it.
Okay, but let me finish my point. Then you can come back.
No, I just asking you. You can.
No, you can't ask me in the middle of me making.
No, you don't say you don't want to lose your talk. I don't want to lose my talk. I don't want to lose my talk. Let me just ask you. Everything on social media, you believe it?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now. Okay.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Do we discount everything on social media? Do we disbelieve everything on social media?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, the election is getting close. So, but the point that I'm making here, Mr. George, this particular statement and the Madam Salif involvement, inviting Yombly, it was in social media for almost a week. And many of you, you see, you were not let me finish. Many of you ANC people read it, been on it, have talked about it. Nobody dispute that. But yeah, the same thing now. You come here tonight to try to dispute that. But that's okay. That's your.
But let me tell you something too. That's news. You want to respond to what you want to respond to, you can respond to it. There are certain things you don't want to respond to it, you don't respond to it. If you feel that saying on social media for 1 week, it was true, I can't challenge you. I will not accurate. I said, okay.
Let me poke some hole in part Josh tire small. When I read
those things, I mean the time when you put it out walk.
But Josh,
yeah.
Why it is true that not everything on Facebook should be believed, is equally so true that not everything on Facebook can be discounted. There are certain people with credibility when they say things. We hold that to be true. For example, when stalwarts, people who are in the know, again, go on Mariah Kula page. She posted many days about this meeting, about Bossa Day, about this woman, about this meeting, and why people vena that the Omar getting why will that would not show a face, kind of alluding to this fact that the former president met with a woman. That today we want to come ask for proof. We won't go Mariah Kula for the proof. The problem with the ANC people is the ANC people. They think usually you almost like you ain't about to go there. You're already celebrating that you'll be selling 10 go to the next market, the next market day. You even get a 5-1 go there. They don't even wait for the news to be confirmed before they run with it. They start to beat up drum beat. And so at the end of the day, when these things come back and they don't hold water, then the people tend to say drum beat back against you. They want to put it on Unity Party door. The Unity Party thing here, that the ANC and the way they communicate. This thing that y'all got to own this thing.
You feel it? Well, let me say, what you said, there's some truth to it. And that's why I said messaging is very important. I mean, there are certain things I hear out there, not put it out there. Because sometimes 24 hours, something can change. Or people just initiating some conversation.
Just hold on 1 minute, please.
I just heard that part. I just take that part to put it to sensationalize the conversation, which I'm saying is very dangerous. On the part of those who are in ANC doing this kind of thing, it's very dangerous. It's not helpful. Because sometimes that conversation is not even concluded. And you just heard something, you take it because you want to be on Facebook, to be noticed, you go ahead and put this in there. And then your position is a sentence people can say, but look at the person proximity. If they say this, why I won't believe it. And these are some of the things I say that create problem for people. People have to be careful. What you say, what you heard from your bosses or what, sometimes try to act. Is there thing hard?
Yeah, just hold on, sir. Just hold on.
I put something out there. But now I say, this social media thing is anything
hold on.
There, they just put it out there. Not thinking.
That's the point I made before you came on. That
not thinking ahead. What is the precaution?
Okay.
What is the repercussion of this thing? So it becomes difficult for people to navigate their way through the kind
All
of
right. Ambrose Collins, can you just hold on 1 minute? Let Mr. So make his point. Mr. So, go ahead, please. Ambrose, just hold on, please. Mr. So, go ahead. Yeah, if this is the Liberian Public Radio conversation with Samson Toe.
Okay. Well, Mr. Joyce asked a question, and we, the audience, want to know why you don't want to.
That's not your business. You know me very well. That's not your business. What you mean with the audience? I can answer. I did. I answer your question already. What's your question?
So who you are? When you get
there was no staff forcing.
Are you with Weka? Are you with Cummings? Are you with Councilor Gongo?
I'm a liberal. I am what the truth is.
He was square.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Ambrose, please. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. They're coming. That the conservative people. They're coming to come fight with me tonight. But I'm ready for them. Ambrose, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Mr. Two, Mr. George, and I think I find it difficult pronouncing his name.
Yes, Sissy Goya and Mr. Amos George.
Yeah, Mr. How you doing? But George, you always we support Mr. Cummings, but I think we have a problem. We get too much of people that leak information. And I see what you're arguing about, though, because it's picture all on Facebook, and when Romney and Manafelis met, they thought you could see the picture and what was happening. So it was phase 2. And the phase 2, yeah, that was the phrase that was using. But it never worked out for us. And all those things, so the many, whenever a party first before she could take for yes. So I think we should take take that at the face value. But Rescue wants to us say she was not worth being vice president, so I don't know what they will run after her. When somebody that she supported all her life and the person turned her down, so I don't know why we really went after her, but I guess she was going to be a fabulous speaker, but she let her down.
People got serious trouble. They're in trouble. The ANC in trouble. Jesus.
Yeah, we'll get a good case.
You're in trouble.
There are still many Liberians out there that Cummings can pick that would be.
Come and pick me. Come and get me.
No.
What do you mean by no? Come and get me. I'm a Liberian, more than 35 years old.
No, yeah, but we want a female. We want to be sensitive to the women's cause. We can't just so men on the ticket. When you get majority, you get 85% or 75% of your voters are women, female. So I hope I can see
they're trying to beat Joseph Baga by all means. Because Joseph Baga got 2 men, and they're 2 of them all men. They're trying. But anyway, I'm just thank you.
That would be your best. You didn't get it. Now you can't be leaving the women out of every political decision that will make it Liberia.
Right.
I think Mrs. Bronsky would be a good candidate. I know she's young and the pressure will be too much on her, but I wish she could give it a try. And 2029 she'll be mature more, but I can't make decisions for people, but I wish you can give it a go.
Okay.
I really love to see her.
All right. Thank you.
She's still out there. She's still available.
Who?
Mrs. Bowie. Mrs. Bowie,
Yeah. Okay.
I think more Liliba.
Karidi is coming here as well.
I mean, look, on a serious note though, let me point out something subtle that I think a lot of people are now watching. You're watching the political parties, albeit some of them only get 2 voters, Jella at the ALP, but you're watching how the Unity Party is bringing along gradually only 1 member political party into them. Larry took about there the other day. I'm not talking about them, but before I go.
What happened to Jeremiah, Dr. Jeremiah Wapo?
Yeah, one person not waiting. Mr. Playing, he want for somebody to go that way that you agree with on substance. But here's the thing I wanted to point out that we, the Gonglo group, were not able to get in serious conversation to convince or to get Madam Medela Cooper, and that even the ANC, because I would have the way she talks, I would have thought that it would have been easy for us, for the Gonglo people, to align with her, or even the ANC to allow, because the way she lays out her ideology. You all listen to interview her, by Josh. We all listen to her, the way she articulated her ideology with that kind of soft, understanding, and she would be hard when she's supposed to be hard. But I was surprised when I saw her at the JMB stuff. Like, wow, JMB. I mean, I'm not with the United Party, but they're picking up people. Yeah. And I think for me, I'm looking for my party. We got to get out there and start trying to find out. Even two members in our political party.
I think at this point, the GMB people, they're picking up. I think they're picking up ministers, deputies, and all that kind of stuff.
Let me tell you something. This is how you see Liberian politics works. When you see your name on top, every other person out there will start falling. Whether they argue line in line. No, they don't care. The last time when I saw Madam Mandela Cooper on Spoon, when I went to play it, they know after the interview I want to play it. And when I saw her talking about Cummings, I knew something had changed. And she being in the rural area, the people said they want somebody who can speak English, Congo thing. They call it the man Congo this and that. I said, I know. Because Caesar has said on here, two things I always say to Caesar. Right now, what happened in Liberia? When people don't like you, there are two things that will blame you. You either Congo or you can't speak no tribe. That's the line they're pushing now.
But if you can't speak tribe, then you Congo. There's no two ways around it.
Is it a crime to be a Congo?
No.
But then why are you talking about if you can't?
No, I'm just saying. You said there are two ways.
Let me ask you. All your children speak crime?
They're not in Liberia, so they're not Congo yet.
By the way, when they had a GA convention,
Then you take them to the Grand Guinea Association convention. Like you go there. Did you carry them there?
No, that inside story, yo. That inside story.
Because they're the one pushing the line. So yesterday I got on here again. I not bring it back again. I throw my bed and I catch it again. Huh? No, don't shake your head. If I throw my bed, I knew. Huh?
All right, you got me. Okay, you got me on that one.
The GCA thing, there's a reason to do that because you follow the news. You know what I put out in there. You laugh.
You'll be on different issues. But anyway, say what would be your closing? What
want to close?
But look, I still wholeheartedly endorse Kiawansi Gonglo for the presidency. And sometimes people maybe they don't understand the way I do my thing is I tend to the person closest to me is the person I tend to be the hardest on. Even my students will tell you that. If Mr. Goya's hard on you, it means he really likes you. Like he's behind you, you do your homework, I do your homework, you got 80, you need 90, you got 90, you need 100. That's because I see something in you. I don't sit here and talk much about the Unity Party. Y'all know me for that. From day one, since we got on the platform, everybody know I don't follow my uncle. There are two candidates, if you hear me here talk most of the time, is Gonglo and the ANC. Gonglo and the ANC. So ANC people are thinking, I don't let y'all, that you're joking. Because you don't even understand what I'm saying. Now, having said that, you got to be factual. You got to recognize what's in front of you and be able to deal with it, right? Everybody right now in the political space is suffering for oxygen because the Unity Party is sucking a lot of oxygen right now. That is just facts, right? We got to recognize that and then tactically decide how do we get back to start breathing some of that oxygen. And to be very frank, we some of us were hoping for the ANC, the CPP, to come up with that boom that will kind of like push back against the Unity Party a little bit to allow some of the small people on the ground the small political party that they can call us, to start breathing, right? So my takeaway would be, I would seriously hope, A, that the leaks can be patched, B, that even people who are inside, or sometimes you attempted to stick it to the other people, right? And you run with information because you want to stick it to the other because, but please, my people are begging you, people who are around this man, Alexander Cummings, you keep some secret for now. Let the people speculate. Let them even say Cummings causes go ahead, me with me, they're buffoon, they're trying to make, you don't have to defend me. You don't have to defend the people that are going after. You just sit down and just do your thing. After they put 500 names in the ethos, boom, come the 27th, you announce somebody that's not even in that ethos. Now they're scrambling all around before they can come out, you already roll that person out. So that would be my only thing, is that I'm really hoping that this thing can be balanced out. But for now, we got to recognize that, man, the Unity Party is taking an awful lot of the oxygen out of the political space right now.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Josh.
And let me just, the same line I always say. Why is not, people say, sometimes people want to, they say, oh, what are the real ANC men? I say, where that your business? The idea here is, if we say, like Sister was saying, anytime the children in the home, they want something, the parent put pressure on, there's something to see in that child, they're trying to push that child, but the child will say, hey, my mind probably like me. Everything I want to do is I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. It's something to see. So sometimes when you see someone talking about the ANC this way, it's because we want the ANC to do the right thing. That's where our interest is. But to go after Honorable Bouakar, the Unity Party people, the Liberty Party people, it's not my aim. Like one time something happened, says the information came up. So I pick up, I call somebody. I say, hey, how the information got up? The person told me, say, hey, I know. Well, they were only 4 in that room. So this is the person, but we will do this. And then the person called me, the person say, the question you asked, what you said, it was true. So people got to be careful, especially those who are around these people who are making decisions. Not everything you hear, you take it and put it out there. Because sometimes when you do that, it makes it difficult for the people to act. Because like, who can I confide in? Who is doing this thing? They might think it's good to drink. Just to say, stuck in someone's face, but it's not a reality. It should not be like that. And let me close on it. Someone made, I think one of your callers made this in the areas. Mr. Cummings will never support the CDC. Let me make it emphatically clear. Mr. Cummings would never join the CDC. He would never support the CDC. If he would sell a better pill, he would do it. But now with CDC, that one, that wishful thinking, they might just take it up.
Okay.
They might just take it up.
All right, guys.
And Mr. Show, I got someone announced something to say. It's not about our show.
Oh, you're running for senator?
Yeah. Someone is saying something on Facebook and is part of me. And I just want the person to know tonight. Is the former Minister of Information, Eugene Falcon. He had been saying and posting something about the government killed John Harry Tubman. And I want to tell Minister Falcon, he knows me where I know him, but I don't have means of reaching him. I want to tell him that the weird government did not kill John Harry Tubman. John Harry Tubman was an uncle to me. When he was killed, I was called. I attended that funeral in Liberia. I was one of those who spoke at that funeral. I was one of those who went with the CID to the house with one of the suspects to walk the police through how they entered the house. And that house, that way I grew up in. 3 persons were accused. 1 was convicted and they served less sentence now as I speak. So I don't want Minister Falcon to continue to say this thing on the platform, posting on social media that the government did kill, the government killed John Harry Tubman and Richard Tolbert. I do not know about the Rachel Tower issue, but the George Harry Tubman, I know it. It was a family man to me. And I attended that funeral. I went there. I represented the family. So I want to tell Minister Fakon, if you want to talk about Rachel Tower, I don't have anything to say. But when it comes to John Henry Tubman, the We Are There government did not kill him. And if you've seen it, to help us, present me with some evidence so I can take to the family so we can pick up the case with the government. I'm not a fan of We Are, but this particular incident, it was not the We Are led government. If Eugene Fakon got information, prove that he can show that it was the government, I'm asking Mr. Fakon, let him give me the information. I will send it to the family people so we can take up the issue.
Thank you.
Please, Minister Fakon, Eugene Fakon, I want you to stop that. You can talk about all your own killing. That's not my problem. But John Henry Tubman was my uncle, and I was fully involved in that funeral.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your public service announcement. And I hope
Send me the bill.
I hope.
Remember that yes, you are today.
No, I said send me the bill.
My eyes just hurting my eyes. I gotta go to I have to put it on too much trouble. It's a public service announcement. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Josh.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Again, folks, Samson told LIBERIAN Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. Tuning again tomorrow. We'll be back here and be having some conversation again, so that we will be able to have some conversation as well. It was a wonderful, wonderful show tonight. Dualo, thank you. Mr. Zango, thank you. Frederick, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Peterson, thank you. Guys, I mean, you guys, Kanto, thank you. You guys been doing some. Dennis, thank you. Thank you. Taria, thank you. Thank you. You guys been doing some wonderful, wonderful thing. We appreciate it. I mean, I can't name all here tonight, but I want to thank all of you that have been watching and tuning in. We say thank you very much for your contribution and your continuing engagement with the LPR family. Thank you, guys. And I would say good night to all of you. Please let us continue to pray for one another and let us keep each other in our prayer as well. Thank you and good night.
Tu connais. L'animateur Choco Inoska Yassen de Toyebli. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniche levé. Conseil c'est moi, dis-moi. Attends à nous, bébé. Pétez mon temps à nous, bâtio. Daniko,